Hello everyone and welcome to Civilization 5, our glorious Draconian Empire. In today's council meeting, it actually took me a while to decide what you guys should vote on in the straw poll, because there's many things we could actually talk about, but some of them are maybe not as important. So for example, I was thinking about, since we're building a settler in Sunhold, maybe you guys should decide on where we want to settle next. However, there's only really two locations that are that would be good locations in the near future, and those are the location over here in the Dancing Sands, next to the silver, because this is a luxury resource, and happiness is really what would slow down the growth of our empire. So we need to keep our people happy, and the easiest way to do this is by acquiring luxury resources. So building a city next to them is obviously the smartest move we can do. And there's only two luxury resources close by that we can actually use. One of them is silver over here, and the other one would be salt over here, south of the Eastern Shield. So those are the two. And then I've looked at other things, you know, how close all of these cities would be to like sheep and fish and other things. So those are the best locations for new settlements, and I decided I want to get these two cities as quickly as possible. Just get them out and then make them start growing so that we can actually eventually access these luxury resources. So what I did was I queued up a second settler, and as you can see, in 2 turns this settler will be done, and 7 turns later we're gonna have a second settler. So it doesn't really matter which of these two places we're gonna settle first. You can obviously leave your thoughts about this in the comments if you prefer this one in Dancing Sands or this one in the Woolen Vale, but it doesn't actually matter, so it wouldn't really make a lot of sense to make this the straw poll. However, there is something that is probably more important, and that is our religion. Now, we already have the desert folklore, which was very important early on, because the dragon cult needed to get some more faith in order to get a prophet that would, you know, essentially make it possible for us to found a religion. And we're the first one, I think, to found a religion, so that was very good, and that actually enabled us to get one of the best aspects that you can pick, the tithe aspect, for our religion. And that helped us with our economy quite a bit. Now, right now we're only making 3 gold from religion, but that will change, or that's just going to increase over time. So the more followers we get, the more money we make. So that is very good. Now, Mother of Mountains, we have not yet used a lot. We actually have not built any Mother of Mountains yet, but we're going to do that, you know, later on. And they're going to provide 2 faith, 2 culture, but most importantly, they're going to provide 2 happiness, which is probably the most important thing. So again, they're going to provide happiness. Now, for the second follower, I believe, there's a couple of things I would pick, but personally, I again like happiness the most. And the shrines providing 1 happiness, you know, that would be fine. We could also pick the God's Woods. They would be better than the asceticism, because they also provide faith and culture. Now, the other things, again, they either provide food production or just something else, which I really don't like. I really want to go for happiness. Now, Nightfires, or for example the Fiery Hand, obviously would fit the theme of the Dragon Cult, but Nightfires are useless because we don't have wine or incense, and Fiery Hand, I'm just not sure that is very useful to be able to use faith in order to purchase land units. I just really don't think that matters, because we already have tons of units. We have the biggest military, so I don't think we really need that. So instead, I think we should go for happiness, and there's only 2 we could really pick. The Peace Gardens would provide 2 happiness, and the religious centers would do that as well. Now, the thing is, in order to build a garden, a city needs to have access to fresh water, which not all of our cities have, especially not if we, for example, build one over here. Perhaps this one actually has fresh water, because it actually does have fresh water because it's next to this, but we would have to build the gardens first, and I don't know. So I guess initially, or essentially, these 2 it doesn't really matter which one we pick, if we pick the Peace Gardens or the religious center, but I think Peace Gardens doesn't really work with our religion, because we have attacked and annexed a city-state. So I think religious center would be the one we have to go with. So that's the one I would pick. For the enhancer belief, however, I'm not entirely sure, and that is what I want you guys to vote on. So I've looked through this, and the only ones there's actually 3 things that I think would be kind of useful. The first one would be the warrior, which will give us, or our units, 20% increased combat strength near friendly cities that follow our religion. So basically, all around our cities, our units fight better. But I think that is only useful if we fight a defensive war, which I don't think is going to happen, because if we fight any wars, it's going to be offensive, because we have, as I said, the strongest military, and I think we're going to continue to have the strongest military until the end of the game. So I would kind of disregard this one. And the only other 2 that I think are important are either the Book of Holy Prayer, the Book of Holy Prayer, which will make it so that our religion spreads much faster, or we're going to have these whatever preachers that are gonna make our religion to spread further. So I don't necessarily know which one is the better thing, so this is where I want you guys to decide. Do we want to have faster religion spread, or faster spread of religion? That's gonna help us out with tithe and the religious center, because it's gonna enable us to get these benefits from the amount of followers quicker than otherwise. But the preachers might give us more followers in total. So yeah, that's basically the idea. Holy Book of Prayer or Book of Holy Prayer, Jesus, or these preachers. But yeah, let's go back from this, because I have some more things I want you guys to well, to decide upon. Or actually, I just want your guys' suggestions for certain names. First of all, we have our capital river. Now this river kind of starts over here in the Eastern Shield somewhere, and then kind of flows through the deep dark until it actually becomes a major river, and then it kind of passes the Dragon Hills and flows into the Plentiful Bay. We need a name for our capital river. Then also we need a name for this cape over here, which has horses, marble, a little bit of fish, and pearls nearby, and it is basically desert. It has a little bit of hills in the north, and then it has some deserts over here which kind of go into the burning lands. Then we also have this peninsula over here, which is obviously touching, or which is obviously close to the Gulf of the Three and one of the mountains of the Three. It has sheep. Also, it's close to 2 fish resources, somewhat close to Marble and the city of Sunhold, obviously, and it's also close to the Marble Bay and the Sunrise Sea. So we need a name for this peninsula as well, and we will also need a name for this landing over here, which is also mostly desert, I think, but also a little bit of grasslands in the north. It has mountains towards the east and the Sunrise Sea to the west. There's barbarians over here, and then there is a forest that starts over here. And this forest actually, I would say, the forest starts over here and goes all the way over here, and maybe here, over here. But although this is disconnected disconnected by the river, so maybe this forest right here, over here in the east of Zaxxon, and maybe also over here, should get a name. That's one thing we need as well. And last but not least, I wanted another name, I think, but I can't find it. Maybe that was it. Let me check, actually, if there's something else. Nope, that was it, actually. Okay, so we have, again, we have the river, we have the cape over there, we have the peninsula, we have the landing, and then we have the forest right here, which I need names for. Anyways, yeah, I think that was it for now. I hope you guys participate, and I'll see you next time. Civ5, signing off.